What's up, guys? Theo here, doing a quick prediction for Renato Moicano versus Drew Dober. So right now, Renato Moicano is a minus 195 favorite, and the comeback on Drew Dober is plus 145 on DraftKings. And guys, I like Renato Moicano here. I do think this is a fairly close fight, and I think minus 195 is a tad bit high for Renato, so I wouldn't be betting a large amount of money on this fight because I do think that Drew Dober could have some success, but ultimately, the thing that's kind of making Renato stand out to me here is that he has always had a history of kind of doing well against good strikers. If you look at his record, he does well against guys that have striking and have power. Some of them are not necessarily as, as high level as kind of some of what Drew Dober does is, but if you look at who he's beat, Brad Riddell, Jai Herbert, right, he has a lot of instances of where he's able to kind of neutralize good strikers, take them down, and submit them. And even though Drew Dober has not been submitted really a ton in his career, he did get submitted by Islam Makhachev, which there's not really any shame in that. We still see a path to victory there for Renato, right? So we know Renato is going to be trying to get the fight probably to the ground because his submission game is kind of the strongest element of what he does. And if you look at Renato's record, the last time he really got knocked out, it was by Rafael Fiziev in the first round. So I don't rate that loss too badly. And I don't look at that as something like, oh man, Drew Dober is going to knock him out because Drew Dober has insane striking. I've always found Drew Dober to be just a tad overrated. Overrated might not be the best word for it, but I have always felt like he is closer to like a kind of a 50-50 fighter and kind of a gatekeeper rather than this like really elite striker that a lot of people seem to think he is. I do think that Drew Dober suffers a little bit from what I call like the Wonder Boy effect, which is where like a lot of people really like him and somewhat overestimate him because they kind of really like who he is as a guy. You know, he's kind of memeable. He's got like this handsome Squidward face and he's a really nice dude. So it's, you look at him and you just kind of want the guy to win. But that's not really how I pick MMA fights. You know what I'm saying? I would rather pick the craftier, kind of more dog-like Moicano in a spot like this where I see a path to victory for Moicano in the styles. I don't think that what Drew Dober does on the feet is going to present some kind of huge issue for Moicano. And we know that Moicano is going to have better grappling than Dober. That's going to be an obvious factor in the fight. Now, is Renato as good of a striker as Dober? No, but he's a serviceable striker. It's never really been like a huge weakness for him or anything. He's scrappy himself. So I really like Renato Moicano. Like I said, I do think the line is a little bit high on this, minus 195. I wouldn't be like straight betting Renato Moicano here or anything like that because I do see a world where Drew Dober wins the fight, but this time I don't think that's what's going to happen. I do think Renato Moicano is going to eventually get him down and submit him. So yeah, guys, give me Renato Moicano here, money Moicano. I like the guy, and we'll pick him here to win. So stay tuned in. Going to try to get the rest of these fights out, guys. I know I'm a little late on these, but hey, what can you do? Later.